So having an online presence, is it important? Obviously it is. But for owner operators, company drivers, lease operators, and small fleet owners, today I'm going to talk about why in the world it's important to have an online presence. So we'll start off with company drivers. Company drivers, I highly encourage every single one of you to have an active account on a job board. Now, I think that Indeed is really good. I think that ZipRecruiter, Monster, LinkedIn, whatever it is that you're using, you really want to have your updated resume there so recruiters or other trucking companies can reach out to you for your services. Why? Because our industry is changing so fast, okay? So you want that if ABC Freight got a contract tomorrow and they're willing to pay drivers $1 a mile, you want them to reach out to you because you're only making 65 cents per mile. So make sure you have an online presence as a company driver. Now let's get into owner operators. So owner operators working for carriers, either a mega carrier or a small carrier, you want an online presence because one day you might think of getting your own authorities. Now, if you get your own authorities, it's extremely important for you to have your online presence, your website, a domain name. I hate watching these guys that are booking loads with us with a Gmail account or a Hotmail account. We go through this all the time in our brokerage division. Now, I can assure you that when somebody is trying to book a load with us with a Gmail account versus somebody with a designated domain address, 9 out of 10 times we are going to give that load to somebody with a designated email address and a domain name. Why? Because they look more professional and more reputable. So before I get into the small fleet owners or the owner operators that have their own authorities, I've stumbled upon a really cool service by a company called OTR Solutions. And what they do is basically they elevate your trucking business. So what do they do? So they basically, in a nutshell, they elevate your online presence, okay, and make you look a little bit more professional. How do they do that? They basically give you and design your website, and they give you a registered domain email address and a registered domain name. So you will have your email address being bobthetrucker@abcfreight.com instead of bobthetrucker69@gmail.com. Now, having the pressure of driving and being an owner operator and a small fleet owner, you really don't have the time to put together a website. You really don't have the time to start thinking about content and start thinking about how to put your website together. And that's why I think this product is amazing. So you just put in your information, you fill out a form, literally within 5-10 minutes, you will get your own email address and you'll get your own domain name. So if you want your trucking company to be ABC Freight, then you'll have your trucking company called abcfreight.com, as long as that domain name is available. So if you are in need of an online presence, click the link below so you can get started on your profile and your website and your unique domain name. So here's why I think that this product has a lot of value. So before we give out a load to anybody or broker out a load to anybody, right away we'll do an online quick, especially if it's the first time we're using this carrier, we'll do a quick online search about them. We'll look at the reviews and we will look at how long they've been in business for, and we're going to look at their domain name, obviously, and their website. So if the driver does not have, or the owner operator, the small fleet owner does not have a website, that is X number 1 for us. And if they're using a Gmail account or a Hotmail account, that's X number 2. And you can be sure that if there is 2 trucking companies bidding on our freight, we will most likely, 9 out of 10 times, we will give our freight to somebody who has a website and somebody who has Google reviews. So it is extremely important, if you are an owner operator, or if you're even thinking of becoming an owner operator, that you should maybe sign up to the service or at least look more into it. So let me give you a little background of how Google works. So the longer you have a website, the more you're going to get ranked and be credible in Google's eyes. So somebody who is 5 years old, a website that's 5 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, is most likely going to get ranked a little bit higher than somebody who is 6 months old, or a website that's 6 months old or 1 year old. So the age of your domain is extremely important. So if you are thinking of, in the future, a year or 2 from today, if you're thinking of opening up a small fleet or having your small trucking company, then it is extremely important to open that domain now so you can gain that credibility. The second thing is search results, okay? So when you are looking for a trucking company in Concord, so let's do this together. Let's go into Google and type in trucking companies in Concord, Ontario. Now, our domain name has been alive for about 16 years, and you can see, don't look at the ads, these are people that are paying to be on top, but you can see that the first thing that comes up is ET Transport, okay? So this is what I mean by building credibility within Google. Now, the second thing that's extremely important is when you have your website, or once you build that website, you wanna open up a Google My Business listing. Now, this is very, very important because anybody who's going to search for a trucking company or search for your service on Google, Google will recommend you, especially if your domain name is a couple of years old and you have a couple of reviews. So reviews is very important, and having a Google My Business listing is extremely important. Now, again, like I said, if somebody doesn't have this, especially in our brokerage department, we will not give out a load to somebody who doesn't have a Google business listing or a website, or at least we're going to be very, very cautious about giving a load to somebody who doesn't have it or has a Hotmail account or a Gmail account. So make sure you have your online presence. Now, small fleet owners, this is extremely important. You should and have to have an online presence. Now, when I go into search a trucking company and I see that they have a website from literally 10 years ago, I don't want to give some examples right now because I'm not in it to bash anybody or put anybody down, but it's extremely important to update your website with fresh content, okay? Fresh content meaning that it's got to look like a 2022 website and not a website that they used to build in 2005 and 2007. I wish I had our first website to show you of what ET Transport's website looked like 15 years ago. I think this is our 4th time that we've updated our website. There's videos all over the place, and it's a 2022 type of website, and it's got fresh content out there, updated videos all the time, and this is what you want. You want to update your content regularly. So where else can you get a website within 24 hours up and running? Absolutely nowhere. I really like the fact that this company is thinking outside the box. I really like the fact that this company is helping truck drivers succeed. I think they're doing a phenomenal job thinking outside of the box with this new service called Elevate. So if you are in need of an online presence, click the link below so you can get started on your profile and your website and your unique domain name. As you guys are well aware, this channel is all about trucking. Now, I only recommend companies that I truly believe will help you succeed out there. I'm Ronen, R-O-N-E-N, and I'll catch you in my next video.